and welcome to Mrs. Brookover's Art Channel. Today we are going to draw a frog. So right about in the middle of our page, I am going to start with a capital U. Capital U's do not have the tail on the end. That's why I'm saying this is a capital U. And this is going to be the main body for our frog. Once you have that, I'm going to make two half circle kinds of shapes on each side for my frog's eyes. And then we'll just connect the top of the head with an arch over in between both eyes. Now let's go ahead and add the eyeballs right in the middle on either side with a pupil. You can shade that in now or later, it's up to you. So I'm not going to color in the whole eye with my pencil, just part of it. And now my frog has some eyes. From here, we're just going to go right on down the face. I'm going to draw my frog's mouth, and I'm going to make this a nice, happy, smiling frog. So right about lined up with where the eyes connect to the top of the head, I'm going to make a smiley face. And you can leave yours like this, or you can make your frog's mouth open. And I'm going to just add a little pink tongue in there. I'll color that later for my frog. Frogs have very long tongues. They can shoot them out pretty far away and use them to catch insects that they eat. So far so good, everybody. We have some eyes, we have a mouth, and frogs' noses are actually just two little tiny pinholes. They're very small, not very noticeable. Next, I'm going to add the legs. So on each side, I'm going to draw my frog's back legs, which I'm going to make kind of curled up because I'm imagining that my frog is sitting and ready to hop. So about halfway down, I'm going to arc up and down on both sides, so I want it to be pretty close to lined up on the opposite side. Arc up and down. If I put those two parts together, it would almost make a heart kind of shape, if that helps you visualize the shape there. And from there, I'm going to make some long toes, 3 long toes on each side before I connect to the bottom of my frog. I'll do the same on the other side. Frogs have webbed feet, which means that their toes are all kind of, they have flaps of skin in between each toe. That makes it like flippers so that they swim easier. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw my frog's front legs. So coming down, these will be closer together. I'm going to make 4 parallel lines. These 2 will be for one leg. These 2 will be for my other leg. And then I'm just going to make 3 little toes on my frog's front feet as well. And from there, I'm going to erase this line that's cutting through the legs from the body. And you might have to redefine, redraw those lines for the legs after that. And the last little detail, from the bottom of my frog up, not quite to the mouth, a little bit below the mouth, and down, I'm going to have my frog's tummy area. And that is our basic frog. Now I'm going to add just a couple of little things. Feel free to add these with me. Frogs oftentimes are depicted on a lily pad, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a lily pad for my frog to be on. Just a nice circle kind of shape. And lily pads oftentimes have a little split in them where the leaf opened up. So I just made a little triangle cutout kind of shape in my lily pad. And from there, we are ready to color. I am going to use colored pencils today, but you can feel free to use colored pencils, crayons, markers, anything you have available at home is just fine. I'm going to start with my frog's body, and I'm just going to make this a light green color. Frogs are known as amphibians. An amphibian is an animal that can live partially in water and partially on land. And frogs, some of you might know this because you learned about your frog life cycles in science class, but some of you might not. Frogs start as an egg in the water, and when those eggs hatch, they are tadpoles. And tadpoles are almost like little fish. They have a little tail to swim around in the water. And as frogs grow up, they begin to grow legs, and their tail gets shorter and shorter until eventually their tail does not show anymore behind them, or hardly shows. They're very interesting creatures. And they spend a lot of time in the water. Their skin is very slimy feeling. And I'm going to speed up my coloring in my video here and go just a little bit faster. Remember, you can stop, pause, rewind, rewatch whenever you need. So here I go into fast motion. Ready, set, go! All right, and I am done with my light green. I'm going to switch to yellow for my frog's tummy here. Just shading and filling around. Now for my frog's mouth, I'm going to go ahead and color their tongue red. And I'm going to shade the back of the mouth with my pencil. You could use a black colored pencil if you'd rather, or marker or crayon or whatever it is you're using. Because usually when you look in your mouth, it's dark unless you shine a light in there. So we will make the back of the mouth darker. Now, just to give a little bit of a distinction between my frog and the lily pad, I'm going to use a slightly darker green color for my lily pad. And I'm just going to outline my frog first to try to keep my lines nice and neat as I'm coloring. And then I'm just going to outline my lily pad as well. And now I can shade in my lily pad. And remember to take your time and try your very best to make your artwork neat. Not leaving any big gaps in your coloring. No blank spots on your paper. We're going to try to fill it in as much as we can. Going around my frog. Being careful not to accidentally color over my frog. And around the other side. All right, great job so far, and we are just about done. We just have a couple of finishing touches. Last of all, I'm going to use my blue color pencil to draw the water that the lily pad is resting on. Water lilies is another name for a lily pad. So they grow in water, usually ponds or lakes, not so much in rivers where the water is moving faster. And if you want, you can add some wavy lines to show that the water is moving and rippling. That's up to you if you want to do that, and if not, you do not have to. And then I'm just going to color those a little bit darker, because then as I shade the rest, I'll still be able to see them. So now when I go to shade the rest of my water, I just won't push quite so hard with my pencil so that it's lighter. And see, I can color right over the lines that I made for my waves, and I will still be able to see them. Great job, everybody. We are all done. We have our frog on a lily pad floating in some water. I hope you had fun with me today. Thank you so much for joining me for art, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to email me a picture or upload it to your Google Classroom so I can see your awesome work. Bye!